everyone, today I'm going to be showing you my first video. That's going to be a September book haul. So I have a lot of books to show. We'll just get right to it. So the first book I bought in September was actually Airfire by Sarah J. Maas, and this, I already read it. I've read it and I've also lent it out, so that's why I only have the Just Jacket here. And this is the third book in the Throne of Glass series. I hope you all know, and I can't say too much about it without spoiling anything, so I'll just say read Throne of Glass if you have yet to read Throne of Glass. Next, I bought the box set of the Infernal devices by Cassandra Clare. This is, I believe, the companion series to the Immortal Instruments. I've had Clockwork Prince for the longest time, but I never had the urge to read it until now. And Clockwork Princess is taking a really long time to come out in paperback, so I just bought the whole box set in hardcovers. So yeah, if you could see, you probably can. Okay, Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and Clockwork Princess. And I want to get to them soon. The next book I have to show you is the Paladin Prophecies by Mark Frost. This book is kind of like the Warrior Heir, wherein there's a kid who knows he's a warrior, and he has to keep average in everything. He has to keep average grades, he just has to be average. And one day he slips up when he scores one of the highest scores ever on an exam, and that leads him to like a special school where he kind of has to train and stuff. So yeah, I feel like it's a lot like the Warrior Heir, but I don't know, it seemed really interesting and I got it for like $6, so I don't care. Next, I have a new release, and that is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This book is all around booktube lately, so I'm probably going to read it soon, not in October though, because that's a themed TBR for me. But for this one here, it follows two twins, Judy and Noah, who were really close at one point, and all of a sudden they are no longer close, and you kind of find out why through their own perspectives, though they are told in two different time periods. Noah tells it 3 years before it happens, and Judy tells it after, like I think 3 years after. I think they're 3 years apart, the storylines. I don't know, it sounds really interesting and everybody's kind of boasting it up. So there's a lot of hype surrounding this book, and I don't know, I'm really excited to read it. Next, I have a book I'm really excited about, and I can't wait to read it, and that is Falling Into Place by Amy Zong. And this book follows, I believe it's a girl who attempts suicide, and all I know about this book and all I want to know about this book is that it's been compared to 13 Reasons Why, and 13 Reasons Why is like my second favorite book of all time, so I needed to read this book. And the cover is so beautiful, the spine and everything. Next, I got a book I was eyeing forever, and I finally got it, and that is Nightmares by Jason Segel and Kristen Miller. This is a middle grade horror book, I guess. I read Doll Bones not so long ago by Holly Black, and I absolutely loved it. Nightmares though, I don't know too much about it, and I don't want to. It seems like one of those books that you kind of want to go in blind. The only thing I know about it is like the little excerpt in the back, and I'm going to read it because it's amazing, and that's what drawn me to this book and the reason why I really want to read it. And it says, "Good night, Charlie, sleep tight, Jack, turn out the lights and watch your back." And I think that is so amazing. Okay, next I have another popular book this month, and that is The Iron Child by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the Magisterium series. I, like I said, read one of Holly Black's books earlier this year, and I absolutely loved it. And I read Cassandra Clare's first 3 books in the Immortal Instruments series, so it's middle grade, and I'm gonna love it. That's all I have to say. Okay, next. Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. I have Shadow, Smoke, and Bone, and I think I wanted to read it for like the absolute longest time, but I wasn't ever able to. But everybody says that after Daughter Smoke and Bone, like, you have to read the next one. And I got it in hardback for $6, so I decided to get it because why miss that kind of opportunity? Next I have another book I don't know too much about, but it's called Touched by signed Baylog. Except I don't know too much about this book, except it's kind of like a paranormal book, I think. Either paranormal or dystopian, just don't quote me on that. Next book I have is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This I wanted to pick up a long time ago and I never ended up picking it up, and then I went to paperback and I didn't like the paperback version. Not because it changed, but it has like a cut over here and it's like different. I don't like it. And so when I heard the summary for it the first time, I didn't want to buy it, to be honest. But the second time I heard it differently, I guess, and it made me want to pick it up more because it's about children with powers and that interests me more than anything. So when I heard that version of the summary, I definitely had to buy it. And this is the first book in the Gracia trilogy, and I just really want to get to it soon now. Now that I heard that summary, I feel like I have to read it. Next, I have a book I've yet to read, and it kind of pisses me off that I have yet to read it. But that is Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. I read Anna and the French Kiss and Lola and the Boy Next Door both this year, and I really enjoyed both of them. And when Isla came out, I went everywhere, to every chapters, every Indigo that was around my area, and none of them had a copy of Isla and Happily Ever After. So I had to go get it online, and I guess because I had to wait, I kind of felt like I didn't want to read it yet, and so I just didn't read it. I feel bad, but I need to read it. So the next book would be Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini, and this book is about a girl named Lily who is very, very sick, and one day she's invited to a party where basically everything goes wrong for her because she's kind of like an outcast, and for some reason or another she gets transported back into time, back to the old Salem where the witch hunts were going on. And she finds a girl who's very much like herself. And I think she like has to, if she changes the way it happened back then, it's gonna change everything for her. I think. It's a very complicated summary, I'm sorry. Next, I'm so excited to read these books, and I'm so excited to show them. These are Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. They are a new edition, and if you have not known, they came out a really long time ago in like the ugly edition that I will show right here. The scarier edition, actually, that was there. And they're like gorgeous. So this is the first one. This is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Then there's more Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And then there's Scary Stories 3 More Tales to Chill You to the Bone or something like that. Chill Your Bones. And I'm so excited. They have all the same stories, but like their animation is a little bit different. I don't think they're as scary as they were back then, which is sad now that everything has to be censored. But this, I was so high when I found it. I couldn't even believe it. Next, I have The Infinite Sea by Rick Yancey. This, I've read a little bit of it, if you can tell, a little bit. This is a sequel to The Fifth Wave, and I read The Fifth Wave last year. I absolutely loved it, so I'm excited to read it, but I feel like I forgot a little bit of The Fifth Wave while I was reading it, and I got kind of in a book slump, so I had to stop reading it. And I picked up The Scorched Trials instead. But yeah, I'm still excited to read it. I still want to read, and I still want to know what happens next. And I think I have to push through a little bit to get into the craziness that ensues. And finally, lastly, in this haul is The Perilous Sea by Sherry Thomas. This is the second book in her Elemental trilogy. The first one being The Burning Sky, the second one is The Perilous Sea. I don't know what to tell you about these books. I've yet to read it. But the covers are beautiful enough for me to want to read, and again, it's about a child with power, with elemental powers, and she has to go like on a quest to kill this mage guy. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, and that's it for my September book haul. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.